Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joined today for the final interview of this year, 2024. It's your city administrator, Chad Brecklin. Chad, what a year.
Yeah.
Has flown by. Lots of, it's every year is unique.
Yes.
Brings different things and whatnot, but
It sure does.
it's over and we turn the page and it'll be budget season again.
Yeah. Seemingly, budget season is always happening in one way, shape, or form. And yes, it is hard to believe that we've nearly concluded another year here at the city. So went by pretty quick.
It certainly did. We'll get your thoughts on the year here to wrap up the season.
Sure.
It's been a year is what I've titled that. But we first we'll start with the budget update. Since we last talked, the budget was passed unanimously, and overall, just were there any changes? I guess what was proposed,
Yeah.
and then what are we expecting moving forward?
Yeah. So really there were no changes to what had been proposed by Mayor Rada Frada when she had released her budget in early October, late September. There were some amendments there on the budget in the event the referendum had passed. Obviously, we know that the referendum did not pass, so those amendments that would have included those things that would have been approved, those were withdrawn. And ultimately, the budget largely passed as it was presented. That budget for 2025 does maintain existing services for the calendar year. And the impact on the average single-family residence, which is valued at $457,000 or so, is about $86. So your city portion of property taxes increase $86 as a result of the budget that was passed by our Common Council. I think overall it was about a 3.4% increase in total for the Fitchburg share.
And that just rolls right into the property tax bills will be coming out soon. And so as people see those property tax bills, again, it's broken into 4 different clusters, essentially.
Right.
I call them clusters, but
Sure.
sanctions, I don't know.
Yeah.
Tax jurisdiction.
Taxing jurisdictions.
Yeah.
How does that sound? Yes, those 4 taxing jurisdictions are the city of Fitchburg, whichever school district you live in here in the city of Fitchburg, of which we're served by 3. Verona Area School District, Oregon Area School District, and Madison Metropolitan School District. And then you have Dane County's the 3rd one, and then Madison College is the 4th taxing jurisdiction within the property tax bills. Those bills are set to be mailed on or about December 13th, which I think is a Friday. So those should be rolling in probably the week of December 16th. And then City Hall will be open its normal business hours, which are 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. On Fridays for those who are wishing to pay their tax bill. And as I mentioned earlier, the increase for the city's share of that tax bill is about $86,000. That would be a hefty increase, and we would be getting a ton of calls here at the city, and I wouldn't blame folks for being upset about that. $86 increase on the average single-family house here in Fitchburg. The overall total increase varies by school district based upon their levy and whether or not they have had a recent referendum passed as well. So I think generally speaking, the increase ranges from right around 3.5%, all the way up to 7 or 8%, again, depending on the school district.
2 important factors here with the tax bill, because we got a lot of questions during the referendum period. So great to bring these 2 questions up. But one, the city's portion is just the city's portion, so you have no control over any of the other taxing districts.
Right.
And number 2, maybe it's a statement more, not a question. But the other part is the city is just collecting on behalf of the county, which I think is really important to know too, because you think, though, my tax, all that money, but actually it's just, you're really talking about a small portion for the Fitchburg part.
Right. Yeah, exactly. The Fitchburg portion is probably roughly around 30%, maybe 35%, depending on the district and so forth. And yes, we, in some regards, as a matter of convenience, through the month of January, collect property tax payments in full or in part here at City Hall, and or through an escrow account, whatever the case. A property owner might choose to pay their property taxes. But at the end of the day, the city of Fitchburg only keeps the city share that's listed on your property tax bill. The other 3 shares are sent by the city to their respective taxing jurisdiction to fulfill the obligations that we have to redistribute those tax collections. So, as you mentioned, about a third of the property tax bill is actually what gets you your local services here that are provided by the city of Fitchburg, and the rest, while collected here, is sent to the respective taxing jurisdiction, be it a school, Tech College, or Dane County.
And note there is an insert in each tax bill that will has the breakdown of kind of the tax bill with commonly asked questions. You can ask more questions. We'll be rolling out some videos as well, like breaking down the tax bill as we do each and every year with the finance director. So excited for that. And I'm challenging her this year. We're doing even some more. I had to do some more my own research into that to make sure I understand everything. I learn something new each year as we talk about the property tax.
Not always easy to understand.
No.
Which is unfortunate because it just leads to confusion and questions.
Yeah, so we're gonna do our best to break that down for you here on Talking Fitchburg. The business luncheon is sneaking up fast here. It's put on each year by our economic development friends, Mike and Joyce. And the CETA group. But for folks not familiar with that, just quickly, for our area businesses, we want you to stop out and get updated.
Yeah. So this is an opportunity that we typically try to do once a year in the month of December. Obviously, we had to take a break during the COVID period, but December 12th, I think it starts at 11:15, and it's hosted at one of the facilities here that Promega has in the city of Fitchburg. They're gracious enough to host us again this year. And it is an opportunity just to get together, network with fellow business representatives here in the city of Fitchburg, network with some city staff. Lunch will be served. The keynote speaker this year is UW Chancellor Jennifer Mnuchin. The mayor will be providing some comments as well. So it's a great opportunity to just come out and again, connect with everyone before the holiday season and have a little fun.
It's fun to get together with the businesses there, and if you don't make it out, we'll be covering that one and bring some of that back to you here on Talking Fitchburg and on Fact TV. But it's one of my favorite events.
Yeah,
we had a lot of fun things going on here, but with the business community, certainly it's fun to catch up.
It's a great event, and as you mentioned, our economic development team, Mike Zimmerman, Joyce Fry, Lorraine Gage, work to put this on, and then a number of other city staff will help supplement some staff capacity there to help put this thing on. For anybody who is interested in attending, I'm sure that the RSV period is closing in the very soon, so they should go to the Fitchburg Chamber website, and they can find that RSVP there.
December 5th, by the way, if you are getting registered, depending when you're watching this. But maybe you can call and see if there's any openings after that. We won't tell Mike and Joyce we said that, but it happened. All right, we'll finish off with cold weather and holiday lights tour first. Just with cold weather coming in, alternate side parking started back on November 15th, runs through March 15th. Importance of this is?
It does allow folks to get in the habit to park on the odd side when the calendar says the odd day of the week, or the even side when the calendar says the even day of the week, and that is after midnight. So if you're parking your car at 10 p.m., please make sure you note what the day will be as of midnight when the clock switches there. So it really, the primary focus on that is to allow our public works and highway maintenance teams to be able to access roadways to ensure that over 2 consecutive nights, if need be, they can get those roads plowed all the way to the curb, which does allow for better access, parking ability, and emergency vehicle access as well into particular neighborhoods and streets. So while it doesn't snow every night, and I know sometimes folks question the need for enforcement all the time, what we have historically found that if there isn't regular enforcement, then once the snow does arrive, and particularly if it arrives with regularity, people tend to not be in the habit of getting their car parked on the right side of the road.
We had a discussion with Police Department and Public Works here, and one point that was brought up by them, and it's a good one, is if you call an emergency each time, it's hard to get that information out there to everybody. So it's better to just keep it the way it is, and that way everybody can get into the routine, but it just gets the job done, and it's safety. It really is a safety factor among others.
Yep.
On a brighter note, the Fitchburg Holiday Lights Tour and Jubilee returns on December 13th through the 15th. Pretty exciting. This event has grown substantially and continues to grow. And we're also Get Festive with Agora returns kind of as the kickoff party to a great weekend.
Yeah, so this one is kind of a couple of things all coming together now. I think previously, prior to the pandemic, the Get Festive at Agora was an event. And then during the pandemic, Lisa Sanford and some other city staff had come up with the idea for the Holiday Lights Tour that still allowed people to get out of their house, but obviously during the pandemic, social distance, if you will, or only hang out with those in their household in a car and see some of the lights here in our community. A lot of folks put a lot of time and energy and effort into that and have some really great light displays, and that was an excellent opportunity for folks to see that. And now here we are, 2024, where these two things have now kind of combined into, as you mentioned, the Holiday Lights Tour and Jubilee. That is going to happen the weekend of December 13, 14, and 15. There are events scheduled all 3 days. Gets kicked off on Friday the 13th from 5 to 8 p.m. down here at the Agora Pavilion with the lighting of the pavilion. And then that's also an opportunity both Fridays and Saturday nights in particular to go out and see the lights. There is a map, I believe, typically available on the city's website, so you can see those houses and or businesses that are participating in the event. And then if I recall correctly, Jeremy, and please fill in the details, I think Saturday night, the 14th, is when you'll see some public safety highway maintenance vehicles out in front of Fire Station number 1 on Lacey Road. And I believe that's going to be at 6 o'clock. Excellent subtle hint there with the 5 fingers and the 1 thumb to tell me 6 p.m.
6 to 8:30. Yeah, that's good. That one's fun. Because you got Santa, you got public vehicle.
Yeah.
The staff do a heck of a good job decorating vehicles. Fact TV is trying to decide if we can show up with our van and do something with it. But nevertheless, it is a fun weekend. And the businesses joined in last year, and there's some cool business specials going on. Again, a fun weekend to get, not only get all of your holiday stuff done, you can see Santa if you want to, you can see the crazy, our residents, there's some residents who just deck the halls.
They do.
I mean,
they're all in.
They are all in 100%. So it's a lot of fun, and we'll definitely be out there for that. As we wrap up a year, it's been a year again, titled it as that. But from your standpoint, certainly we appreciate all the work from Mid-City Hall, from residents. It's just that humble time of year.
Yeah. Hey, it's an opportunity to reflect on all that's happened in the past year. We've certainly had another busy year at City Hall with a number of significant initiatives and projects. But, it's the day-to-day things that everybody tends to see and has the most impact on their day-to-day lives is what services our entire team here at the City of Fitchburg provide day in and day out. It's no small feat to pull that off, in particular in light of the capacity that we have available. But we have a great team here at the City of Fitchburg. There's over about 200 full-time employees and another 50 to 75 part-time employees or limited-term employees. And we have a great team here who cares very deeply about the community and does all that they can do within reason to provide a high level of municipal services to our community. And I think our community overall does really value those services that are provided. And I know that our team takes great pride in providing those services as well. So I'm very lucky to be a part of this team, and look forward to seeing what 2025 has in store.
All right. Well, thank you for spending time with us each and every month. We appreciate it. We'll see you back in 2025.
Yes, we will.
Aye. All right. That's your City Administrator, Chad Brockman. He'll check back in with us each and every month. I give you an update on what's happening here at the City of Fitchburg. Thank you so much, Chad.
Thank you.